Previously in our last video, since we are still waiting on our metal flashing to be remade, due to the commercial supplier we chose not having as high standards on what we wanted in terms of the scratches on the final product, Chris then started off with one of the valleys that wasn't damaged on the back patio roof. Also, with help from my sister and my brother-in-law, they completed putting the first layer of building wrap across the entire bottom floor of the house. With that done, it made it so Chris could then start by putting in the first of our 31 windows to be installed. Be sure not to go anywhere as we finally get the new flashing order back and can maybe begin on cladding the 2x8 fascia boards.
Good morning. I'm up at the crack of dawn. I came up yesterday, finished the railing for my aunt. And then I had to drop off some rebar at the sister-in-law's. They're doing a concrete pad in their garage shop. So I got my replacement fascia flashing. It's got the plastic on it now, and I started putting up a couple pieces yesterday just to see how I could just to get a handle on how I wanted to fit it. And from what I've seen, it's all in decent shape. The only drawback is I bought a Milwaukee staple gun, thinking that well, watching some of the other guys, they put some of this stuff up with it, but I guess because mine's thicker than I guess most, and it's steel instead of aluminum, I would say 1 out of every 3 nails don't drive in properly, or staples, I would say. So it's a bit of a pain that way, but it's coming along slower than I hoped. But I'm up here for five days, so my plan is to hopefully get all the fascia trim on, plus my starter strips and some of the gable end pieces, so that I can get some roofing measured and get going on that. Because as you see, the weather's starting to change. It's cold this morning. I would guess somewhere in the 6 to 7 degrees Celsius. I'm guessing that's in the 40-degree Fahrenheit range. But we're supposed to have another by this coming weekend, which today's Monday. It's supposed to get hot again. I guess we're getting some heat wave coming out of California, Texas area. So we're supposed to get back into the 30s, so that'll be nice. All right. So we are going to finish that top peak. I got that one section to do. So I've made 2 different sizes of flashing, fascia flashing. I got this one here, which has a 3-inch return bend on the back side. And that one is for the peaks. And then the other one is a 4-inch return on the back, which is this guy here. This is a 3, but the other one's a 4. And that one's for when they're on the flat. Like the ones going horizontal have a 4-inch return, and then the ones on the, I guess, the gable ends have the 3-inch. So we are doing a 3-inch. So we know that we have an 11-12 pitch, which is 42.5 degrees. I'm doing this side a cut because it doesn't leave the teeth marks in it. Okay, so there's that one. Now we try and fold. I think I want to do this one first. A suspicion. Good question. How are we going to do this? Without scratching that. Okay. Good, it almost looks like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. Don't tell anybody though. Sorry guys. So when I made this, I could have gone 2 3/4. Come on. See, they don't always like to go in.
Alright guys, so this morning Chris had up early, a couple hours away to go get some hay for when we have the cows here, and I started on getting these windows all prepped for him for being able to put the windows in. Once that's all done, then he says it's pretty easy sailing to get them all in, so I put the zip tape on the sides and the stretch tape on the bottom like he showed me how to do. In Canada, they just want the red tuck tape that's like up on the windows there. So hopefully this is going to be efficient enough for us to be able to have it marked off on the permit, but it seems to be by far more superior of a product, since you can see on, hold on, let me get my tripod to work. On the windows, it's holding on the siding stuff really good, but you can see on the windows up there, with the wind, it's already blown off and yeah, not working clearly. So hopefully that they're going to say that this is going to be something that's okay. I don't know if Chris checked with our permit guy, but seems to be a lot better of a product, and hopefully they'll get it up here in Canada one day. Gosh, this is my sketchy ladder. Can't do it without this little hammer. I couldn't find anything else, so I left with this little pinner thing. Alright, so first he wants the zip tape down. Oh, I didn't nail that one enough. We don't have the roller thing, so he's making me use this little scraper, plastic scraper. Seems to work. Alright guys, so Chris went along yesterday and got all the fascia done on the front of the house. It is really starting to look like a house now with a couple windows in and the fascia on. He's going to later today go wrapping around the opposite side of the house and get all that on, hopefully this whole weekend. Alright, now I gotta put the black zip tape on each nail. As our time here at the ranch continues, we finish off more of the metal valley pans for the roof and then move on to more of the flashing trim.
All right, so we're going on our first family tubing trip. They're all waiting for us. All right, we got our tube chain. We're ready to take off.
If you don't fall in the creek.
Everybody ready?
After the family got to having a little fun, Chris and I got back to doing the fascia flashing on the back side of the house above the back patio overhang.
All right, so next step, now that we've got all our fascia, and now this one's not the best example, but how I did it was I took the one piece and I wrapped the edges around underneath and on the inside, and then this one I just had a cut and then fold this edge here under, and then it gave me a relatively clean corner. And then I silicone them as well. So then our next step is on all the ends is I've got to put our, I don't know what it is, but I'm calling it my starter strip that my roofing is going to hook onto. So that gets nailed on next. Those profiles are right here. So that's the end view of it. So our roof then hooks onto this lip, and then this is your drip edge for your gutter.
To the city streets, we began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher.
All right, so what I'm doing here for my next piece is I'm measuring back 3 inches here, 3 inches here, and I'm cutting this on an angle. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. That way when I go to put my next piece on, it slides over this. This is a little tricky. This piece of cut. Alright, so I open up the piece, the one that I'm going to slide into the other one, like that. And then once I slide it onto that one, then I close it back up. So,
So we've moved on to the front part of the house.
this is going to be painful.
Here?
Lower. Look at that. No, yeah.
I don't have power. Oh,
Yeah, because you're pushing on an angle.
well, I'm trying to push it in.
You don't have to go crazy on it. Just spin it and give it a bit of pressure. Push.
I am. This is my retard arm. How far in do I gotta sink it
Good.
in?
Looking at other things.
Press. Where, dude?
Go grab it.
Oh, I'm sliding. Here?
Sure.
Well, I need to know the right spot. Oh. With us completing the starter strip for the roofing, wrapping around the entire edges of the house, we can now finally get some measurements down to be able to order our 12-inch wide snap lock metal roofing.
You're not gonna chance me throwing this.
You can. Yeah, I need it. Just throw it far.
I know, but I'll throw it too far or something stupid.
That was a shit. Who the throws like that?
Me!
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.